You know, I'm like a little hermit, and I go into my like house and I hermit away, and I don't make any contact with any humans. So it kind of will get me like out there and like kind of collabing and like doing stuff again, because I will stay like a little hermit crab in my house forever.
He yells at me for doing the same thing. I don't want to leave his house ever.
But that's the intent, right? The intent is to get you back on the other platforms, because you're still cleaning up on IG. Your TikTok is popping.
I sometimes just do that for fun.
For fun, I know, but it's doing well. But the plan and the hope, and when you guys see this episode, it's probably already started, but the hope is that you can come back and take over YouTube again and start putting out consistent content and making videos.
I don't know about take over, but yeah, I'll do a little this and a little that.
A little Salt Bae.
I can't ever do that. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, I think it would be good to like socialize, because especially after like this whole COVID stuff, I like don't know how to like the valet person will come get my keys for me, and I'm like I don't know. I have to like I can't even function.
It's not just you. How to deal with people, humans,
yeah,
human interaction.
And I'm already kind of like, I'm like not life of the party, but if I know my surroundings, I can be. But like I don't walk into the party and I'm like, yeah, unless I'm a little drunk. But like, but I have to like be comfortable. So I'm like already kind of shy. So it's like I'm like really socially awkward now. Like, I don't know what happened.
I've talked about this 100%. Before. People are gonna forget how to interact with people. I'm feeling it, and I'm the opposite. I'm outgoing. I'm like, yeah, let's have fun. Let's talk.
Imagine kids, because they like are growing up on their phones. Yeah. They're not even going to school anymore. Yeah. They're not gonna know how to socialize. Like me, like if someone calls me, unless I'm really close with you, I'm like, I don't want to answer the phone. I'm like, text me. You know, imagine kids. If you called them, they'd probably freak out.
Well, especially the newest kids that are coming out like just post-pandemic, because in all honesty, like there's a lot of vaccines coming out, there's a lot of stuff happening, but I don't think that we're going to go back to a place of normalcy by any means for a long time. So imagine like growing up, you're like 5, 6 years old, you're just starting to experience the world, and it looks the way it looks currently, and this becomes the normal for kids to be isolated on their phones at 1 second, and then to go out but not to be able to get very close to like when the same thing with the valet guy for me, he comes up to give me my keys, and I'm like, dog, like, why are you coming towards me?
But it's not even because I'm scared. Blah.
One more?
I'm not.
Remix.
Not even.
It's like the episode of SpongeBob. Hi. Can I?
That's always what I do in videos. If I fuck up, I just keep it in. I'm like, I don't know. Like, but it's not because I'm scared of COVID. Like, that's not really why. It's just like I'm scared of the interaction. Like, I have to like physically like think to myself in the car, like, okay, I'm gonna get out of my car. I'm gonna turn it off. No, I'm not gonna turn it off. Okay, I don't know. That's why I don't go to BOA. I can't go there.
By the way, you're the last influencer to not go to BOA.
Oh, hold on a second. I had dinner with her at BOA last week.
I like to go when like no one's there. I don't know. It's just too much. It's just a lot of stuff happening there, and I don't like it.
Yeah. When we went,
I get anxiety. I think I've gotten anxiety. I never had anxiety before COVID. I get anxiety now. Like my heart starts racing. I'm like, I don't know.
Because of quarantine.
Yeah, I think that's because of that.
You've developed anxiety.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I always had it. Just like coming out of hiding
crept
now.
This way out.
No, but they're saying that the pandemic is responsible for a massive increase in mental health.
Has to.
And not only an increase in new sufferers, but also the lack of the ability to handle and maintain the old sufferers, because you're not able to go see your therapist anymore. It's harder to get an appointment with your doctor because you got to jump through hoops. So a lot of people have gone off their meds. They're not seeing the people they need to talk to. They're not doing all the things that keep people sane. And so supposedly, there's been a couple of people that have talked about, a couple of experts, but supposedly there's going to be a pretty massive spike in mental health, in mental illness as a result of the pandemic. And addiction goes along with it as well, because people have, they have to keep beds at rehab centers further apart. Less people can go to rehab, so the rehabs are all booked. So drug addiction sufferers can't go. It's crazy. Like the downfall or the fallout from this is going to go on for just years and years and years.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I feel bad for like, what about people who have like bad home problems or like abusive parents, anything.
And you're just stuck with them.
And they're stuck with them. That's like what I was the most sad about during that stuff. It's just like, they have no escape.